G'day viewers, it's the end of another week, which means once more, time for Totally Fucked Up Friday.
Hello.
With TFU AD bringing you stories from around the world that prove that, yeah, it's not your imagination, the world really is totally fucked up. But you know what, it's too negative sometimes, too bad. I should start with a message of hope.
Hoping.
Uplifting. Glorious, wonderful story of a woman who, after seeing a documentary of a 70-year-old Indian guru who said he'd lived his whole life, sunshine was all his nourishment. Didn't need water or food.
He got himself all lined up and
chakra sorted. People often call this belief system breatharians.
Yeah.
Okay, and this woman's gone, I can do that. I can ascend to a higher plane. I will reject food and water. Live on sunlight.
Like a crop duster, like one of the ones you get on to go to Mudgee.
Yep, you know what?
Higher plane.
Message of hope for all of us. Because she's fucking dead, okay? You can't live on air, on sunshine. You need food and water.
But you said I had to do it.
I said a message of hope, for me.
Oh, because I'm doing it. And you get hungry.
Yeah.
And you're not allowed to even accidentally chew on things like shoes. Nom 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 nom. Nom nom.
Frowned upon.
Yeah,
Frowned upon.
Like
but yeah, kids, little tip.
Soup's out because that's got water in it.
Yeah. It's like when someone says they're living without food and water, they're fucking lying. It's like, oh look, little footnote. Often people send me links to stories.
But you said I'd be right because I was a bit stupid.
You'd be right as far as I'm concerned, is what it comes down to.
Oh, right. Okay.
So,
So I'll be right then, won't I? You
as far as I care, yes.
I'd never be as healthy again.
No, on the plus side, you follow my prescription,
yes,
and you won't be sick again.
No.
Ever.
Okay.
Or anything.
I could be a bit dead, though, couldn't I?
You're such a glass half-empty person.
Yeah.
I tell you, I can stop you from being sick again,
yeah,
and you focus on the dead aspect.
I suppose I will be healthy, though. Nothing worse will go on.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah, that's glass half full.
And just a footnote for people. People often send me links that say, hey, this is totally fucked up, and it involves someone's death, and I almost always steer clear of it and say, no, when it's someone's death, I don't want to be perceived to adding to the sorrow of everyone. I don't want to be perceived to be making light of that.
But when it's me, there's no sorrow, so it's alright. And
also, if it's someone who's fucking stupid enough to think they can survive without food and water, that's Darwinism. Everyone should be happy that someone that stupid is dead. Because when someone that stupid dies, collective intelligence of humanity goes up just that much.
Goes on holiday to Darwin, which is a long way from here, and they've got crocodiles in.
Yeah, you're missing the point again.
Including a little cute one the police grabbed.
Moving on from dead people to just dead wrong legislation. CISPA, the US law which I've been talking about for a while, which is worse than SOPA and PIPA, it's got under the name of cybersecurity, and it's essentially saying not just the government, but also private enterprise can get away with doing almost anything without evidence, without due process, without warrants, without subpoenas.
It's really good.
Spy. So long as if after the fact you go, cybersecurity.
Yeah.
Cybersecurity.
Why did you punch the little old woman in the head and steal her handbag, Mr. Policeman?
Cybersecurity. Yep.
Why did you make Adrian bend over a trunk and put your taser up in his bottom parts and zap him several times?
Because he likes it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But, anyway, this bill has actually passed the House in the US, and it's even worse than it sounds. They rushed it. They stuck it in a day before it was meant to go up, and they put some additions in which actually made it worse. One of the worst things about the CISPA bill is how broadly worded it is. And the bits they added on is like, it's cybersecurity if your actions are part of an investigation. So I was just looking, so therefore it was completely okay to break into their computer and read all their emails. If it's protecting an individual.
That's right. Mostly angry.
Yeah, and also the brilliant catch-all, protecting the children.
I need protecting.
Yeah, no, it specified humans.
Ah.
So, that's okay. But, yeah, so, there's still a chance this won't actually pass. It has to go through the Senate. This has been majority backed by Republicans, but also some Democrats. The majority of the votes against were Democrats, and the Democrats control the Senate, so they may reject it, and even if they pass it, Obama might veto it. Although I wouldn't hold my breath on that, because if you look at his track record with laws that are basically about spying and reducing freedoms and whatnot, he does not have a good track record. Although he's actually received official advice from these public servants saying, no, you should veto this because this is fucked up. Which gives me some hope.
He's left-handed.
So you can't trust that.
Trust that.
Diabolical, literally. But particularly, I'll post a few links for info on this. And the freaky bit is when the Republican House Speaker, John Boehner, I know he likes to pronounce it Boehner, but where you get that, it's Boehner, okay? And he's a big orange penis with his bloody fake tan.
I would just like to say this. Look at me.
He's actually freaking out. No, he's not allowed to, despite the fact he constitutionally is. But it's like, no, this is just all about cyber security. And, they've just added that thing about the children. Yeah. Because if you oppose the bill, you want to get the children.
You're against the children.
I have no idea how this got raced through. Well, actually, I just, even thinking out loud in my head then, when there was some advance warning about SOPA and PIPA, a whole bunch of people got behind and protested against it and shouted it down and scared the lawmakers. This one went through much quicker, possibly than anything. And even if this gets overturned, I've said this again and again in the last 6 years I've been making these videos and talking about copyright issues. It's never going away, okay? When one law comes up that's horrible and nasty, another worse one will come along later. So it's like, educate yourself. Again, I'll provide a few links, read up again, read up all the time, because this shit is scary as hell. And, do your best to get involved, because that's the only hope we have. Maybe a slim hope, but it's the only one.
And Angry says to me all the time, it's not about you, Aussie.
It's never about you.
It's about Angry and the common good, which is angry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get real.
That's right. Keep not eating, because it's about Angry. See?
Now, and speaking about me, the link that I got sent so many times this week, the one that had to be in, the proposed law in Egypt that says a man would be able to have sex with his wife when she's dead, up to 6 hours after she dies.
Sexual island, baby. Say no now, you got a headache. Well, you got a bullet.
Now, why this proposal would be particularly fucked up? It's not just about the fucking dead bodies, which is bad enough, but...
Hey, Hussein, are you washing that body or something else? You can have a go later. Shut up.
Yeah. Take turns. You got 6 hours.
6 hours.
But it's not just that, there's the idea of this being made legal. Laws don't just get pulled out of someone's arse, right? There has to be a push behind it.
Last year, when I was being the donkey.
That wasn't a law. That was a 12-inch... No, I've said too much already. So, for this to be proposed as a law, there would have to be a big push behind it.
Yeah, big push.
There was a big push. But, and by influential people. I'm not talking about Akmel the goat fucker saying, hey, I'd like it to be legal to fuck my dead wife.
My dead wife.
No. This would have to be big, influential people. That means they're already doing it.
Yeah.
And they just want to make it legal. That's what would have to be the situation for this to be proposed as a law.
Absolutely. Which, hang on a minute.
So think about that.
Think about that. Breatharianism, so you can do a follow-up next week.
Oh, you wish that's where I was going with you being dead.
Oh.
No. Where I'm going...
No, I wouldn't even be able to take photos.
No. There's probably a specialty website that would buy the video, though.
And I won't get none of that.
No, but then again, I never give you anything anyway, so it's not like you're worse off.
Disappointing, though.
But where I'm going with this is with this story that got circulated far and wide, and I know the Daily Mail in the UK ran with it. Exactly as I said, for this to be proposed as a law, some very influential people would have to be behind it, not a fringe thing. Think about that for a moment. Think for a moment and realise, oh, wait a minute, is this not true. And when I followed it up, looking, doing online searches and trying to find a credible media outlet, I found dozens and dozens and dozens of media outlets I wouldn't call credible, which I'd include the Daily Mail under that, but not one credible news source who was actually reporting. Lots of blogs, lots of people who think they should be taken seriously, and it turns out, no, it's not true.
That disappoints me, because we all know that the Husseinis are all crazy with Arab stuff on, and they all blow up their own children with guns and IE faces, and then we all know about them, because they're the big them, and we all know that they go the sexual island with the dead chicks and the live ones, and wife number 4, play some stringed oud music and come in here to kill yourself in a weird ritual I do not understand because I am Christian. See what I'm saying? Because you all know about them.
Yeah.
Because they're the big them.
And that was the
How
tip.
can this not be true?
When I saw these news stories start to refer it to being an Islamist law.
Yeah.
As, oh, wait. Red light. And
Kill him with a drone.
So
He's fucking his dead wife.
Yeah.
Pew, pew, pew.
This is just the latest in a long line of stories. I brought this up before too. When you see a story that conforms exactly to a stereotype, whether it's one you believe or whether it's one you know that other people hold, it's always worth checking. Okay?
Men suits are always kind. That's the stereotype.
You wish. So, yeah, when you read an outrageous story, and in fact, a really good litmus test is when your first reaction to something is, I can't believe they do that. Oh. Wait. Maybe you shouldn't believe it. Maybe you should take, like, it took me less than 5 minutes of web searches to make it clear this wasn't true. And this has been, for most of this week, this has been flying around blogs, Facebook, Twitter, and some news sites, and people just boldly saying, this is true. And it takes the tiniest bit of thought to make you go, wait a minute, that's actually really unlikely to be true. And there is no evidence whatsoever to support it. This gets reported all around the world because it's the crazy fucking muzzos, and you can say whatever you like about the crazy fucking muzzos.
Cat Yusuf Islam Stevens would give it to a dead thing.
Oh, he'd flog in his career. That's the next best thing to fucking a dead thing. I hate Cat Stevens. We didn't bring up Cat Stevens before. Ever since he supported the fatwa against Salman Rushdie, I fucking hated him.
Wow.
Never trust a hippie!
Actually, that's real for me.
So, yeah, in short, just when outrageous stories appear, even if they appear in some news media, take a little bit of time to think. Because if you stop thinking, they can feed you absolutely any fucking bullshit they want.
You can still allowed to marry a 14-year-old though. Hey, you're in. Hey. You've got to have 3 relatives' approval and a lot of money, but you can still do it. Hello, little girl. No school for you on Monday. No. You're going to the chapel and we're not going to talk to one another for 3 hours while the imam says lots of prayers and the feast happens. Whatever. The turban wearing freaks, of course they'd be, because they're them.
Yeah, you got yourself into a corner there.
You've got to have a them to be afraid of, otherwise you wouldn't know what was right, like getting drunk on Anzac Day and spewing on little old ladies.